All right. Sure, here we go. All right, we are ready to go. Here we go. Hello, everyone. How are you? If you are watching this live, please say hello in the comments. We appreciate that. If you are watching this in replay, type the word replay, and also, hey, tell me if you've seen any of my series before. If it's your first time, if it is, welcome. If you've seen other events of mine, LinkedIn, thank you and welcome back. All right, so let's get started because I know your time is precious to you. So let me just do a slideshow. Okay, I'm going to share a screen here. And away we go. Share screen, slideshow. All right. Slideshow. Here we go. All right, today it's about Time Mastery Series, problem solving for better results. All right, and we're going to go through this. Again, if you don't know me, Dennis Riley, Goes to Results, business strategist. I help small business owners achieve the results they want in their business. All right, so again, we've talked about this before. Management versus mastery. You hear all the time about time management, and I like to call it time mastery. Manage something, you have control of it. If you master something, you own it. I don't want to just manage time. I want to master time, and I want you to do it too. So last 4 weeks, this is the 5th installment of Time Mastery Series. Week 1 was about prioritizing your list. Week 2 was about ways to implement your list. Week 3 was how to create a navigation list. And then last week was up-leveling your results with pre-planning. If you missed any of those, do not worry. You can get them in one place, and it's in one place. I call it the Time Mastery Basic Plan. It's easy to navigate. It's in course format, but it's really not just a course. You just can go there and look at all the different techniques and everything we talked about. I broke them into different modules. I broke them into different videos. So you don't have to spend 20 minutes every single time. You get 5 minutes here, 5 minutes there. So in case you want to know where it is, goes2results.com, Time Mastery Series. Check it out. All right, today we're going to talk about better results. Are you ready? All right. No more, we're going to do that. Now it's time to really roll up our sleeves. I already have short sleeves on, so I don't have to roll them up anyways. But we're really going to roll up our sleeves in this one. I'm not going to go with going through all these points. What I did the last 4 weeks is I had a lot to go over, and I bet you thought that, wow, this guy is throwing everything at me. It was almost like drinking out of a fire hose. I apologize for that. The reason I want to do that, because I want to get everything out there and you can go at your own pace. And so I took all those ones, I made them into those different videos. So everything's out there. It's the foundation of people to check it out. So I definitely want you to check that out. But now it's time to roll up our sleeves. It's all about problem solving. I do it in a different way than others. I just have different techniques. I'm Mr. Out of the box, thinking outside the box. I don't like to do things that everyone else does. I like to really explore different options. I love using a whiteboard. Love it, love it, love it. But I got this here. If I bring this back there and I start writing and all that stuff, it might be a little cumbersome. You probably won't be able to read my chicken scratch either. So I found another way with Zoom. It's fantastic. You can use the whiteboard. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a whiteboard, and we're going to get started. All right. Blank whiteboard. You got to love the blank whiteboard. All right. What we're talking about today is we're talking about problem. Okay. So you have a problem you want to solve. Okay. I'm going to make this a little bigger so you guys can see it. Now, also what you do is you have a solution to the problem. Okay, a solution to the problem. Now, here's an interesting thing. People think problems, people think solutions. All right. I like to use a little shape. I love the triangle. Love it, love it, love it. Okay. All right. Well, here's my triangle right here. All right. So now you got a triangle. You got the problem on the bottom, and you want to solve right here at the top solution. Now, if the solution is easy and you know how to get it, well, you know what? Then again, you just go and get it, and easily said and done, right? It's like, but you know what? Most problems you don't even know the solution to. Okay. So to focus just on one solution, you might be going not down the right road here. So what I want to show you quickly is I'm going to stop this board right quickly. I want to show you one thing. All right. Now, this is a map of a ski resort in New York. All right. It's a simple mountain. It has one chairlift. This right here. It's one chairlift. You go up, and pretty much, I think there's a T-bar maybe right here. But you go up, you pick which one you want to go down, and you keep doing it. All right. Simple problem. What I just showed you before. You got the problem at the bottom. You got the solution at the top. You just figure it out. It's one simple solution. That's it. But you know what? Most problems are not like that. This is where you get your problems. Okay. I think it's a ski resort in Utah or Colorado. I'm not sure. I apologize if I didn't get it right. Apologize for you ski buffs who are out there. But anyways, this is a big mountain. Okay, you have lots of things that you can do here. You can go up this one, go down. You can come up to here, go down. You go up this one, go over, go around, go. This is most of trying to solve problems. There's so many different solutions, potential solutions to a problem. Okay, and there's so many nooks and crannies going up and down, over, left, right. And especially here, you got different terrains. Some are easier than others. Some are most difficult. Some are black diamond. And you're like, oh, no, why did I go down this solution? Okay, this one I can't go. What happens if you're not used to black diamond as a skier and you're on a black diamond, you are in trouble and you really don't know how to get out. But this is how we're going to look at some stuff. So let's now just want to quickly show you that. And let's get back to our whiteboard. Okay. So it really isn't a problem and a solution. What it is what is your outcome? All right. What is your outcome? Because your outcome could have potential multiple solutions. All right. And this is where it comes in, because you want to make sure that, all right, where am I now? Where am I want to go? So here's where I am now. I have this problem that I need to figure out. And here's where I want to go. You notice how it's, you want to be as finite as possible where you want to go, but also know that you're going to have multiple solutions. You could have multiple solutions to the problem because you're not a fortune teller. You don't know which problems, which solutions it is. You're just thinking it could be this one, this one, this one. So it's better to have multiple solutions going into an outcome than knowing, no, it's only one and one only. Because you're pretty much, that's that hill you're going to climb, and you're dying on that hill if it's not the outcome you want. Whereas if you have other solutions that you can go along the way, you might get your outcome sooner. So what I want to do is say, okay, so now it's possible solutions. So you write down the possible solutions to your problem. And what I'm going to do is, instead of talking generic, let's get down to basics here. Okay, let's get down to the nitty gritty. And we're going to talk about, all right, we're going to put a problem in place, and we're going to try to do a little bit more detail on it. So when you think of the issues that we were going through, hopefully when you were looking at some of these other time mastery series, I talked about a lot of different things, and people might have looked at their plates and said, wow, I have a lot on my plate. In fact, everyone's saying that today. I have a lot on my plate. And I talked before about how, as a business owner, what you want to do is you want to have at least 20% of what you do. At least you want to work on the business. Okay. How is it going to be moving forward? The things that you need to do to really maybe grow a business and really take it to another level, and, how to stand out and all that stuff. That's on the business. But usually what happens is a lot of the stuff that is on the plates is in the business. All right. And you're like, I can't work on the business because I have so much work in the business. So let's do that right now. All right. So we're going to say, you know what? Our problem is too much time in the business. Right. And I'm sorry if I do any spelling problems today. My typing skills are not the best in the world. All right. So there is the too much. Now, what's the outcome? Well, the outcome is I want to free up the business, don't I? Okay. So I want to free up time to work on the business. Now, free up time again. My typing is terrible. All right. Now, when I talked to you before, you have a problem, we have an outcome. All right. You got to be specific on what your outcome is. All right. So if I say free up time on the business, hey, if I can free up 1 hour, is 1 hour a week really where you want to go? Especially if you want 20%. If you want to aim for that 20%, if you say you have, 5 days, all right, during the week, you want 1/5, which is 20% of those days that you use to work on the business. Now, I don't care if you do X amount of hours a day. I don't care if you do 1 day a week. It doesn't matter as long as you do the 20%. I personally would like to do X amount each day. What I try to aim for is 2 hours each day, and I don't do it on one of those days, whether it's Friday or Monday, whatever. I pick one day depending on how my week works. So now, if that's it, you want to free up 8 hours. 8 hours of time per week, okay, to work on the business. So that is going to be my outcome. So that's my problem. That's my outcome. What are my solutions? Well, all right, I'm going to duplicate this so I can come over here. What are my possible solutions? Now, what I like to do is before you even think about the possible solutions, what you want to do is I'm going to do this again here to duplicate and show you something down here. Now, what we're going to do is you say you have too much time in the business. Well, try to bucket what amount of times you work on in the business. All right. And what I've come to realize is there's really 3 big buckets of a time for a small business owner. All right. You're working on client stuff. All right. You're working on staff stuff. Client stuff, staff stuff, and you're working on running the business. Running the business. And we're going to call it RB, running business. Okay, so those are the 3 things that you're working on. And you can bucket the time in, and you should find out how many hours each week you're in all of this stuff. Okay, because then what happens is now we can find free time in those buckets. So possible solution is finding time in, all right, let's do this. We're going to, again, I'm doing things on the fly here because this is how I work with clients. So you get a sneak peek into how I work with clients because I just dive in the foxhole with them and we just come up with plans just like this. All right, so we're going to duplicate 1. We're going to duplicate 2. We're going to just have 3 solutions here, okay? The first solution is free time with clients. All right. Free time with clients. Another solution is you're going to free time with staff. All right. And another solution is free time with running the business. That's why I did RB, because I didn't feel like typing it out. All right. Now, what we said before with when I was talking about the big mountain, let's go back to here. Okay, we're going to duplicate this one more time. All right, and what we're going to do is these are going to be our 3 different peaks in a mountain. Okay, come on, you. All right, we'll keep that there for now. We'll fix that. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to put this right here. This right here. This, there we go, right here. And this right here. All right, those are your 3 things. We're going to keep this over here for a minute. So our goal, our outcome is to free up 8 hours of time per week on your business. There's your problem. Here are potential solutions, okay? Free up time with clients, free up time with staff, free up time with running the business. Here's the thing. We are not going to do anything at all that is going to get less results in our business. So I'm not saying that we cut corners with clients, we cut corners running the business. No, we're freeing time up. We're not trying to do that. Now, the interesting thing is what I've realized doing this is when you try to do a solution like this, you really have 3 options. Okay. 1, you can do some hiring. Okay. 2, you can do streamlining. You streamline something, make it better. 3 is you create. Okay. Those are the 3 things that you have at your disposal when you're trying to figure things out. So now you look at freeing up your time with clients and you think about, all right, how can I free my time up with clients? Now, this is called reverse engineering, by the way. You start from the top and work your way down, but you don't have to go all the way down. We're not fortune tellers. What we're going to do is going to go far down as much as we can, and then we're going to come back down at this starting point and go up as far as we can. And so it's just like, again, skiing down a mountain. If you want to start at the top, take a helicopter or a chairlift to the top and you ski down. Or, hey, some people want to take walking up, so you walk up. There's different paths to different ways. Now, so we look at this right now and say, okay, freeing time up with clients. What things could we do to free time up with clients? Well, if I wanted to do this over here, I'm just going to do this over here. You can, like I said, we could do some hiring. But before we do the hiring, is there anything that we can do? Maybe there's prep work. Maybe there's something that the client can do before we get there. Or maybe there's something we can do before we work with the client. All right. From a trade standpoint, what can you do before you get to the client's house? So that you know exactly what the problem is and exactly how long it's going to take and stuff like that. Is there some prep work where we do when you're talking to them on the phone? Is there some prep work that can be done? Is there some prep work when they fill out maybe a form online that answers questions more and more so you have a little bit more detail? There's things like that. Again, that's streamline. You could do some prep work. You could do some streamline by adding different forms or different things that other people do that help you along. Okay, that's the key. You're trying to free up your time. So you need help from other people to free up your time. All right. And so basically, you got those type of things that you want to do. Now, again, we talked about the hiring. Okay, here's the interesting thing. Especially nowadays, people saying, I cannot find quality help. I just can't. I don't know where they all went, but I can't find quality help, or I can't find them at a price that I need to be at. Whatever the case may be, all right, people are having trouble hiring. So you may or may not be able to hire more staff here to help with the clients. But here's a good thing about when you have different solutions here. You don't have to just stay on one row here, one of these triangles here. You can jump to each one. The goal is to get up as find as many hours up to 8, or at least minimum of 8 hours to find. It can be anywhere. You can do 233. You can do 611. You can go 800. It doesn't matter. Okay. It's up to finding out. So if you once you start doing prep work, once you maybe put some forms in, once you put some hiring that you cannot find the people to hire, guess what? maybe, let's go on with staff. Staff is another thing. Now, you may or may not have a big staff, a small staff, or no staff at all. Okay. Well, maybe you need to find a staff. All right. Or with your staff, you're working at, are you doing a lot of time together? So when you have meetings with them, are you recreating the wheel every single time? Do you need to know exactly what they're working on all the time? And you take so much time with them that they're just going through. What if you had a form somewhere that you can share, and that your staff, when they're with clients and when they're working out their day, they do exactly, this is what I've been doing. Okay, this is the issues I've had. And if you do that right away, guess what? You can see the pulse of your business by not being with that staff and all your staff 24/7. All right, because you can look at those reports or those forms or whatever you come up with. They say, okay, oh, look, there seems to be a potential issue here. Let's schedule a meeting with this person, and let's get on the phone with this person. Let's have a Zoom meeting, whatever, with this person, or just go back and forth. Hey, look, did you check this out? What about this? Hey, I see you're doing this different. How about that? So what happens is you now condense the time that you work with staff, because you have other things that you can go without you two or whatever being together, whether it's a one-on-one, where it's a group thing. Now, obviously, you still want to have communication. You still want to have weekly meetings, but guess what? Those meetings can be more efficient. Those meetings can probably be less, and you can probably definitely find time here. On the time of running the business, okay, what things you looking on, maybe running your business? Are you looking at your data properly? Are you able to see your data properly? Is there a way that maybe you can streamline your data? Do you have all your KPIs next to one another? And is there a way of getting it? Or is it just too much work to do that? All right. If it's too much work to do it, you can streamline it. If you don't have the help, get the help. All right. So if someone can work with systems with you, someone can be your second pair of eyes, look to see what the investment is on that. Now, here's the interesting thing here. If you look up here and you see, 8 hours of time that you can now work more on the business, what's that worth to you? What's your hourly rate? Because guess what? Your hourly rate here is probably a heck of a lot more than you're getting down here. Okay, because what happens is by you working on the business, you're going to be able to grow it. You're going to be able to get more stable. You're going to be able to last longer with it. Okay, so those are priceless to you, because you're helping bringing in new revenue. You're helping ways to fine tune things so that there's less expenses, which gets more profit, which helps you out. Okay, so that's the more you're here, and that you can have things running here, the best. So therefore, if you have to hire, whether it's people to help you with this, or people to help you with all of overseeing it, to seeing that second pair of eyes, to get the strategy going, to get some systems going, that because you don't have the time right now to get the systems going, and you don't have time for that second pair of eyes to do that. Maybe it's time to look at that. Or maybe here, I'm going to hire another staff person. You might say right away, I can't, I don't think I can afford to be with that staff person, have another staff person. It's going to spend too much time getting that staff person up to speed. Not necessarily. Okay. If you make sure that when you hire a staff, that you put systems in place, that process in place that these people can learn, what happens is you can adapt to this new staff coming in. And the amount of money you're going to save with you, instead of you doing this work that someone else you can do, it's a catch all the here that you have someone that's helping you with this stuff, as well as you get to work on this stuff, which gets to bring in more money, revenue, etc. All right. That's where you want to be. So you want to think of, okay, how are different ways that I can free up time? Now, the reason why I have these triangles here is because, you can set up these triangles in different ways. You can break them up. I'm just, doing this here. There's different levels to get to the top. Maybe that one's a little bit more than this one. Maybe, there's only a couple of things you have to do with staff, but maybe running your business is a lot of more than whatever you can think. Okay. And what you do is this: you start at the starting point and say, okay, what is the next step that had to happen for me to free up time? Again, maybe it's hiring someone, maybe it's creating something, just write down all the potential things that can be here. Then what's the next step down from that? What results had to happen for me to get this one? So if you hire someone, well, maybe you're going to have to do interviewing. Okay. Well, way down here, then if you start where you are right now, well, maybe right now, maybe I look to see if anyone that I know of knows of someone who's available for work. That's the best one. If you can't find people like that, maybe then you go to places like Indeed, or I'm going to just hire a recruiter, let them do the whole thing. All right. So there's ways of doing that. So if you think you're going to hire here, down here, you better start the process of hiring. What are you hiring for? Okay. When the new hire comes on, what are you going to do with that new hire? Is there a training process in place that can get that person up to speed that doesn't have you working all these hours? So there's lots of different ways that you can free up the time. But in order to free up the time, you're going to have to do some things in place to finally get those hours in. Like I said, this one's the toughest one because when you have FaceTime with the clients and stuff like that, this is the toughest one to really implement in a faster way. And it's probably more that this is the most important ones. So maybe you go down here and say, okay, how can someone just pick up some of the hours that I'm working with on my business here? Maybe it's getting reports, maybe it's doing some research, maybe it's figuring out, collecting data from all the clients and stuff like that. So maybe you can have someone here, and it doesn't have to be a full-time. You can hire maybe a temporary person. Okay. Maybe someone knows someone that, hey, is looking for some work here, some side stuff. And maybe that 1, 2, 3 hours a day here gets you going up here. All right. So these are all the different things that you can do. And this is just one sample of what I like to do. I love doing whiteboard stuff because it's just, you're tackling this, you're coming at it at a visual way. And I love showing people, okay, how do you put things? You change this, change this. Again, here is the problem. Here's the outcome. Here are the potential solutions. Okay, here is, these are the steps that it takes to get that solution. Here is where I need to start and do different things. Okay, work your way through this. All right. All right. Was that so tough? Hopefully no one fell asleep here. If you think that, hey, look, I don't know what you were talking about with here, I really need some guidance. You know what? Email me. Let's start a chat going here. Email me, Dennis@goalstoresults.com. I want you to email me. You want to put a comment here? Fine. You want to DM me? Fine. I don't care how you do it. Just get a hold of me. All right. Because this is very important. All right. If you can problem solve and you can get stuff off of your plate, All right. That is key to getting your plate better. All right. So that you can work more on your hours on the business than in the business. All right. So I'm just going to wrap up one more thing here with going back to this thing is, okay, next steps. Again, hey, if you haven't checked out the course, do it. All right. goalstoresults.com/time mastery series. If you want, you know what? I'm going to put in the link on all the places that are live here. And the great news about this is it's live in YouTube. It's live on Facebook. It's live on both on my LinkedIn feed, is also in the LinkedIn events. So I will put it everywhere so you could see that link. And also, if you have any questions, please email me at dennis@goalstoresults.com. Hey, I hope you have a great day. And remember, there is a solution to your problem. You might not like the solution, but there is a solution to problems, and there might be multiple solutions to the problem. Remember, you're looking for outcomes, and the outcomes, there could be multiple solutions to the outcome of that problem. So I hope you have a fantastic day, and I will catch you guys soon. And again, thank you very much for spending time with me. I really appreciate it.